This is the Big O Show.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
There's just one place to celebrate our happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Plus last chance savings on a 2024 RDX. $379 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Miles an hour, that's a Category 4 hurricane. 3 deaths are reported in Florida after more than 24 were killed in the Caribbean. This
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
The lost city of Atlantis reveals its secrets at Toyota of Hollywood. Get legendary deals on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a 2024 Corolla. Not 24,000, 20,988. Unlock the wonders of 0% financing for 5 full years, 0 down. Rediscover Atlantis at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. The game is final. Tua and the boys are in the locker room. Let's go over what happened in this game in our Dolphins post-game show with Big O. The post-game show is brought to you by Welton Rayom, Acura of Pembroke Pines, Hialeah Park Casino, Toyota of Hollywood, RM Contractors. The stats are final. The insiders are ready. The platform is mastered by the one and only Sean Stanley. Now, let's find out what the Big O thinks about this matchup as we start our Dolphins post-game show. Here's Big O.
There we go. There we go. All right. You were thinking that they had a chance, but unfortunately, Mike McDaniel proves that Mike McDaniel is Mike McDaniel, and that's what he's been since. Okay, we got the sound now, right? You guys are all right now? We got the sound? Okay, great. And so the game obviously did not go the way we wanted them to go. It was depressing to watch this because, unfortunately, there are things that you can count on in life: death, taxes, a Tyreek Hill brain fart, a Mike McDaniel brain fart, a undisciplined Dolphin team, an undisciplined group of tight ends. There's a Jason Sanders missed field goal. It just goes a Julian Hill mistake. I mean, there's so many things that we can count on, and Mike McDaniel leads the way, brother and sisters out there. When your team is when the penalties are 67% pre-snap, it just shows you that mentally this team doesn't have it. They're not concentrated the entire time. They're constantly making mistakes. They don't pay the price for any of these mistakes. Ever. No one ever pays a price because, of course, you've got, the coach who is Mr. Forgiving. And, the way I look at things, if you look at it this way, it's negative. But the way I look at it is, you are going to a gunfight with a butter knife every time you have Mike McDaniel on the sidelines. We talked about it all last year, that he just wasn't ready for this opportunity. I got to tell you, he wasn't ready for this opportunity, and we're watching it. You know, Adam Pinkster is here, who obviously is always on the chat board, a big-time supporter of ours, lives here in Indianapolis. And we were just talking about this, how, you know, Jordan Love came in very green, but he got to sit for 3 years. And it was a real bonus for him, right? And he became, so far, he's doing all right as a quarterback. He hasn't crossed the threshold yet, but he looks all right. He looks decent. And it helped him. It helped Aaron Rodgers before him to sit for 3 years, too. Or 4, I think. One of those. I think it may have been 4 for Aaron Rodgers. So it helps, right? Mike McDaniel really never got that point. In San Francisco, he was a run coordinator. And then they allowed him to make a couple of run calls, not pass calls, not call in a game, all of those things. He never was an offensive coordinator. So he never had the grooming that it really takes in order to call a game down in and down out and counter what's going on. And that's McDaniel's problem. When he is so-called coaching, it isn't coaching. It's a team that's undisciplined. It's a team that's constantly making mistakes. He doesn't know how to take advantage of the talent that he currently has. Right, Jalen Wright is kicking ass. Why are you going with the fullback dive, bro? What is that? That's McDaniel getting cute when he doesn't have to get cute, bro. Keep it simple, stupid. And there's a lot of times that McDaniel doesn't know how to keep it simple. Stay with what's working. And when people aren't getting it done, you need to do a number on these people. Julian Hill, what the hell is that guy doing on the field anymore? I don't give a shit what potential he has. That's the difference between a Shula, a Spoelstra, or a McDaniel. You earn your way back, man. If you played like shit, you shouldn't be playing. And if you're a constant fuck up, you shouldn't be playing. Julian Hill is a constant fuck up. A CFU. Okay? Julian Hill is a CFU. How do you allow CFUs to continue to play the game? Oh, guess what? There's no bigger CFU than the head coach. So if, you know, the biggest fuck up of the team is going to be your head coach on a consistent basis, what do you expect is going to trickle down? This is a game. The Colts aren't shit, dude. They're a mediocre football team. They're a bad football team. Steichen is actually a decent coach, but that team isn't. Anthony Richardson sucks. He is dog ass. He's a terrible quarterback. He's just an athlete with the ball in his hands trying to figure out how to play quarterback. Watch him line up. He's lining up like a running back. Doesn't even line up looking at everything, trying to figure shit out and trying to decipher stuff and change up protections and everything else. Going, no, dude. He's in nursery. He's just a freak. So he's going to do some things for you, but he ain't shit as a quarterback, dude. You lost to a garbage quarterback today. It's pathetic. And this team, the other thing that's pathetic under Mike McDaniel is you're a gutless team. You constantly make mistakes, even in key moments. Fumbles, penalties, constantly, dude. Big ass run, there goes a penalty. Called back. It's a joke. And again, there's no price to be paid because you can constantly screw up. The Miami CFUs. They're no longer the Dolphins. They're the CFUs. Maybe that's what we should make a shirt. Should talk to Rajan and get together with Alan Blanco and CFUs, the Miami CFUs. Because this is what we see. Jason Sanders, a constant fuck up. Julian Hill, a constant fuck up. Mike McDaniel, a constant fuck up. Durham Smythe, a constant fuck up. Tanner Connor, a constant fuck up. Jonnu Smith, a constant fuck up. Tyreek Hill, a constant fuck up. The CFUs. In New Jack City, it was all about the CMBs. Here it's the CFUs. And it's not the Carter, it's the Hard Rock. It's just, it really, by the way, John Embry and Danny Crossman. Okay, we all know you if you want to, I get the whole Mike McDaniel thing, but we all know Danny Crossman has no business having a job. Bro, what does John Embry do with his tight ends? He's had Tanner Connor going on his third year. Durham Smythe is a constant screw-up. What does he do with Julian Hill? Tell me what John Embry does as a tight ends coach, bro. Please, tell me. Tell me what he is to tight ends coach, what Danny Crossman is to special teams. What the hell is John Embry? Oh, that's right. He's a CFU. That's why your players are constant fuck-ups, because your coach must be a constant fuck-up. The worst position on the team is John Embry, the tight ends. Every one of those tight ends is unreliable. Every one of those tight ends is a complete screw-up, dude. Jonnu Smith makes all kinds of mistakes. Yeah, he catches some balls when they throw it to him. But mentally, he makes all kinds of mistakes too. They're all screw-ups, dude. So, it's super easy for all of us to pick on Danny Crossman. John Embry needs to become wanted man number one. Talk about a guy stealing money without a gun and a mask. And we haven't picked on John Embry ever. We need to be picking on John Embry every single day of the week and twice on Sundays. That guy can't produce a tight end. That none of his players play clean. None. What the hell is John Embry doing on the Miami Dolphins? I'd love to know. Outside of stealing money, what else is John Embry doing? What else is Danny Crossman doing outside of stealing money? And I feel bad for the Calais Campbells of the world, the Zach Sealers of the world. You got guys that are playing their asses off, dude. But you can't keep making mistakes. Whether you're Ingold, whether you're Mostert. It's the DNA of the team. CFUs. That's what they are, the CFUs. Seriously, man. It drives you crazy. Adam Pinkster, thank you for the love on Venmo. He says, great seeing you, Big O. I'm listening across the bar from you. Sorry, you schlepped all the way to Indy to see this garbage. No, man. I got to tell you, I'm super happy because I get to see you again, Adam. But I got to see a lot of Dolphin fans, and a lot of them are here. They're already coming back to the bar and everything. So I'm super grateful about that. Hey, if we lose to the Rams in a few weeks when we go over there, we're going to have a couple of days where we're going to have some live broadcasts and we're going to hang out with Dolphin fans. So I get to meet the people that support the show. We're going to continue. We've been doing this for over 3 decades, whether it's radio or now on our platform. So it's not like we're going to stop. We're not going to stop being Dolphin fans. We're always going to be Dolphin fans. But yeah, man, it's another shitty week for us, another bad loss for us. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate your support. Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, which we always love that. Angel Zuniga, thank you on Venmo, sir. He says, I'm tired of Tyreek Hill. Keeps running his mouth and makes mistakes every game. He missed a big play by losing the ball in the lights. Either he lost it in the lights or he wasn't paying attention. And I'm going to go with the latter, that he's not paying attention. That's all. That's what I'm going to go with. Paul Corlett on Venmo. Thank you, sir. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. And use that QR code if you don't want to use that. Easier way. Paul Corlett, thank you, sir. Extra value is what you get when you get Paul Corlett. All right, that's just a paper towel thing. Anyways, I don't know why they stick to me, you know. I can't answer these things sometimes. But Paul, thank you, sir. Is Cutler out of jail yet? Robert B on Venmo. Thank you, sir. Same crap every week. Julian Hill penalties, special teams failures, Tyreek off in space. Tua will have to win 8 of 11 to salvage the season. Asking a lot, Robert in Denver. I agree. It's asking a ton. And Robert, thank you for making the donation there on Venmo, Cash App, or Venmo. Well, you can make it on Super Chats, and we'll read the Super Chats. But, you know, YouTube takes 30%, so we encourage you to go to Cash App or Venmo because we get 100% of it, man. John Nazaran, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Weaver and the defense are doing well. This is all on McDaniel and the offense. Well, that's right. We were going to scratch out McDaniel and Weaver for 24. That's what Sean and I were thinking of with these hats. Peter German, thank you, sir. As always, McDaniel is worse than a rookie coach. How can you have $2.4 million players and never use them? Two $40 million players and never use them. How can you not go for it on 4th and inches in the fourth quarter? Peter, there's so many things that we can talk about with Mike McDaniel that it's amazing how ridiculous it is. Anthony Lizzie, thank you for the love. There you go. The Lizzies. Isn't that was the chick? That was the chick gang in the Warriors, the Lizzies. So Anthony Lizzie says, I'm sorry, but I'm done with Sanders. Don't care if it was a 54-yarder. Trust and confidence is gone. Can't put this one on McD. Players failed. Nah, he failed too. And it's his players that are failing. So I can't give him a break for his players failing. His players are the ones fumbling. His players are the ones committing penalties. His players are the ones not ready for a ball out there. I'm not giving him a break. I can't. Isaac Harris, sir, thank you for the love on Venmo. Says, Big O, do you think Ross even cares anymore? He's in his 80s selling parts of the team. We need an owner to step in and clean this mess up. I think he cares, but I think now he's overextended and overcommitted to everybody. And at this point, it's hard to clean house. It really is. It's hard to clean house right now. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Jason Sutterth, thank you on Cash App. I'd rather get COVID than watch this offense. I'm telling you, brutal. You got a mic there? An extra mic? Sports Babe is here. Let me bring on the Sports Babe here because she had a great fiesta here before. We had a great group of Dolphin fans. Sweet Lou is in the house also, but she's back. I didn't want to bother her in the pregame because she was hosting. There we go. We will.
Back
tomorrow.
Big O, man.
It's bad.
How many more times? How many more games? I mean, what?
How many more decades?
Dude, and someday Tua comes back. Is that magically going to make the unicorns and the sprinkles and the glitter make it all better? Is it really going to turn it around?
No.
Is it really going to turn it around?
No.
Sanders,
Although the only good thing I see with Tua coming back is he got the idea of dedicating to the run finally.
Yeah, for sure.
At least by doing it in this game, it shows me that okay, well, we're going to run the ball. Now, once he gets his pass happy bro back, does he get again? Does he become Pookie at the Kata with the crack pipe and say, I gotta pass.
Exactly.
And then he gets addicted again to passing and doesn't go back to the run. That's the only bright spot I see out of this game is that at least there was a dedication to the run. Yeah. Now, did you dedicate to the run because you didn't have a great passer?
Could be it. I mean, 5-6 yards, A-chain Mostert. It's easy on paper, but that's not going to win you games. You need the passes, and we're not getting it with Boyle and Snoop. So,
but Ashley, when Jalen Wright is running, we need to stick with him.
Yes.
Not go to Alec Ingold, bro. Come on.
For 2 yards here and that. What's that going to do?
What's that going to do? 4th and 1 and the goal line, you want to hammer. Okay, you bring in Ingold and you do it like that. But at that moment, Jalen Wright was dealing. He was dealing, and out of the 3 guys, he's the one that brings a hammer to his runs every single time.
Yeah.
In fact, they took too long to get Jalen Wright in the game.
I agree. And another thing, Sanders. Let's just talk about it. Sanders, he'll make
Why
a 50.
Why is he still here?
I've been asking that for a very, very long time. The guy's inconsistent. Granted, he's no Adam Vinatieri, and we understand that he's not going to have that track record. But games when we need those 3 extra points to make or break, he's not coming through.
No, he's not.
So where do we go from here? Is it the coaching? Is it?
Yeah, no, they're coaching, but they're not going to make any changes.
They won't because
they already extended everybody.
Exactly.
If they extended the coach and they extended Tua and they extended, they didn't extend Tyreek. They gave him guarantees. They extended Ramsey. They extended Waddle.
Yep.
And I'm sure they extended the GM if they extended the head coach.
And what's Odell doing? Odell, we waited 4 games for you to come. And then, what was the point of Odell?
I got a new one for you.
Tell me.
We talk about Jason Sanders.
Yeah.
And we talk about Danny Crossman, and we go like, why are they still here?
Yeah.
Okay, why is the tight end coach John Embry still here?
We don't even use tight ends in the offense.
No, but not one of them is productive. Every one of them makes mistakes. Even Jonnu makes a ton of mental mistakes. Durham Smythe makes mistakes. Julian Hill is a waste. And Tanner Connor, why is he even on the roster for 3 years in a row?
I agree.
This is his 3rd year on the roster. So I haven't seen John Embry develop a tight end.
So how do we change this around? How do we change this? Do we change this around? Do we start tanking? What do we do at this point? What
they're not going. They get Tua back. They're not going to start tanking.
So let's talk about this. Next week we have Arizona. Arizona comes here. Yeah. Then we still got to go to Green Bay. We still got to go to New York. We still got to go to Buffalo. There's a lot of games. Las Vegas comes here. We still got to go to Texas. Let's talk CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud is scary.
No, that whole team is scary. It's a good team.
So I don't know. I mean, they
got a better coach than we do.
We were supposed to beat Tennessee. We were supposed to beat Seattle. These were winnable games. We were supposed to win today. Colts are not a good team.
No,
they were calling for Joe Flacco. I didn't want to see Joe Flacco because it would have been worse with Joe Flacco here.
Right, exactly.
So what's going to happen?
I thought the Dolphins had a much better chance to win today because of Anthony Richardson.
And if they go in with their heads all big that, Arizona's an easy game, Tua's going to come back, I'm telling you, it's not going to be pretty next week either.
Yeah, no.
So it's frustrating. It's tough. Do you want to say it's the same old Dolphins? You don't think like that?
Well, the results are the same.
Yeah, same thing.
Right.
So where do we go from here? Until they clean house, make some big decisions, it's going to be the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's just bad. What do you got planned, Ashley?
Well, I'm going to cry a little bit. I got to get out of my system. Got to get that out.
You're good.
We're here in Indy for another 24 hours. We already did St. Elmo. We had a great time there. We've explored a lot of their restaurants, and it's been great. So pretty much at this point, catch the night games. Hopefully, see our arch nemesis Jets lose tonight, right? That would be fantastic. get back home to Miami. We go back to the 305, which is great. And next week's a new week, and we got the Heat starting on Wednesday. So obviously switching gears, maybe a great season. We open against Orlando on a Wednesday.
Inter Miami going for the Cup.
Well. Yes, Panthers, so, and then the Canes. So even though it's a rough time with Dolphins, which we are used to being Dolphin fans, we still got a lot of great things in South Florida sports, as you know. So hopefully, stay positive and Dolphins will figure it out maybe.
Yeah. Where can they follow you?
305 Sports Babe on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Ashley Dominguez. 305 Sports Travels, our travel company. We do Dolphin away games, tailgates, pregame parties, hotels. More than happy to help you guys any away games and join us and continue this together.
Yes. And we're gonna have a big old party over in LA. Coming up.
LA, and then we're gonna do Houston. And no, we're continuing the show. We go down with the ship. This is not a, it hurts, but we continue on.
Well, I've been at it for decades. I ain't quitting.
Yeah, I'm since 2008, and it's been
painful,
a journey too.
But I'm not quitting. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So thank you,
Always
Ashley.
good seeing you out here. Get
Great
home
to
safe,
see
and we'll
you.
see you next week.
You got it, Lou. Much love. Appreciate you. You got it. There you go. Ashley, 305 Sports Babe. Make sure you follow her there on social media. It's terrible, man. Terrible. Chris Perkins will be joining us soon. We'll have the Perk Man in. Elijah Anderson, thank you for the love on Venmo. He says, thank you for the show. I've learned a lot about football, and this is my first time. Let's see. Wait a minute. Where is it there? I've learned a lot of first time donating. I hope to keep watching, enjoying the show. Thank you. Very nice, Elijah. Thank you very much. Abel, appreciate you. Thank you for the love on Venmo also. Oh, no, we suck again. Well, we sucked before. We suck again. And I don't know. I hope we don't suck later on. Yuri Christopher, thank you, sir, for the love on Venmo. Appreciate you. Says, hard to watch the second half, Big O. Keep up the good work. I know, man. I know. Yeah, we all miss Tua, brother. We all miss Tua. And it proves that what Tua was doing, it makes it even more amazing. Abel Rodriguez, thank you for the love on Cash App. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. All right, let's go with the super chats there. Sean Stanley. Let's see what we got here on the super chats. They'll pop up a little later for me. Frankie Fresco says, just tank. We can't even run a 2-minute drill. Well, Frankie, technically, when you have McDaniel coaching, it's kind of like tanking. The problem is you have Tua he can win even with Brian Flores not having any offensive people or talent. So that's the thing. Next up, thank you, Frankie. Appreciate you. And by the way, Frankie, my condolences. Apologies that the Canes won. True Fin Fan says, brother, I'm raging right now. You should be. You should be farting up a storm right now. Should be dropping all kinds of bombs on people right now. Thank you, True Fin Fan. Appreciate you, my brother. Let's see what else do we have. D Wolverines. A new QB does not solve this issue. You're correct, sir. Poor coaching, no discipline. All Tua did was expose this fool for not being a good coach with his absence. D Wolverine, bro. That is like, that's an exceptional post right there. Thank you, sir. You nobody really can phrase it any better than that. And say the best part is all those people. Oh, McD can make anybody a good quarterback in this system. No, anybody can play quarterback in this system. Yeah, sure. What do we got? What's next? And yeah, Jeremy, you're right. This team is effed up embarrassing. Kareem Armstrong, thank you, sir, for the love. Big O, you're right. Even third down fullback. I mean, it's just he thinks he's smarter than everybody else. By the way, this second floor here, it's all Dolphin fans. It's all Dolphin fans. Okay, so kiss my ass. We have one of the greatest fan bases in the world. That's all I got to say. The problem is we're just beaten down by the damn team. It's the damn team's problem, not us. We're great. Look at that. More and more Dolph fans. Fucking awesome. Next up, Sean, what do we got here? You people are amazing. I just want you to know. You people are amazing. They don't deserve you. Jamie Sapoznikov. Huh? All right. I think I got it right. Sapoznikov. Thank God that Tua's coming back, but McDaniel is giving himself just enough rope, and the Finns should have followed the Lions model. Wow. It's bad, man. It's bad. But Jamie, thank you. Next up. I'm caught up here on the thing. I can actually, man of 1,005 holds. Okay, no. It sucks that only McDaniel can take Hill and Waddle out of the game. Horrible game plan. McDaniel's the worst coach I've seen. Get him out of there. It's funny that you mentioned that. He is working his way to being the worst coach we have seen on game days. I thought it was Cam Cameron, but this guy might be worse than Cam Cameron. I'm telling you, the talent has bailed him out. He's really not that good. He's not a good coach. Next up, not a good coach, but thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, it's just, I don't know why it's taken a little while to show up. There it is. True Fin fan, this is what you have after a bye week. Richardson. I know, right? And you got the break. This was the break of a lifetime. To have Anthony Richardson starting for you this week, that was the gift that was like, here, McDaniel, here's an easy road to 3-3 so you could get back on track with Tua. Nothing, dude. You couldn't beat Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson couldn't hit the side of a barn. Next up. It's bad, dude. It's gross. Mateo, thank you. Fire everyone. Bring in Belichick. Yeah, that's not going to happen, Mateo. I'm telling you, they're not going to fire everybody. They're going to try to fix it and all that stuff because everybody is re-signed. AZ, thank you for the love in the super chat. Fire everybody what? Fire everybody, including especially Ross. You want the owner to fire himself, AZ? Yeah, I don't think that's going to end up happening. Devin Jordan. Big O, this loss is painful. The Dolphins defense played their asses off, and the offense crapped the bed again. Embarrassing. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. No doubt. Okay. Well, I don't see it here. That's why. Kareem Armstrong, thank you, sir. So mad I can't even spell. Thank you, Kareem. I appreciate you, my man. It's crazy, dude. It's the way that they make us feel, the way they make our emotions move. I got Devin Jordan there, Big O. This loss is painful. The Dolphins defense played their asses off, and the offense crapped the bed again. Embarrassing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then I have after that, it is AZ that you already played. And so then after that should be, I have Alan Williams before Josh. Okay, so Josh says, ask McStupid, how much is he getting paid to tank? The best part about McDaniel is that he tanks without you even asking him. Alan Williams, thank you, sir, for the love in the super chat. How is it possible to get Waddle and Hill one catch when you got a bad coach? When you have a bad coach that does without the great without the great passer, because obviously Tua has to play a lot longer to be labeled a great quarterback, but the kid is a great passer. Without the great passer, he's spoiled. He's spoiled. Red Firebird, thank you, sir. He says, I'm tired bringing coordinators and not going anywhere and dismantling the team in the process. I'm with you, but they've tried the proven head coach, and it didn't work. The legendary head coach, and it didn't work. The unproven coordinators, and it hasn't worked. The proven coordinators, and it hasn't worked. We've tried everything. Everything, dude. You brought a Parcells, you brought a Jimmy, you brought a Saban. Hell, Wanstead was a coach of the year. Not that I wanted Wanstead, but he was a coach of the year for the Bears before he got here. So you've tried all kinds of experienced people, legendary people, Hall of Fame people, and then we've tried all the other ways. The young and upcoming coordinator. We have the guy that wasn't even a coordinator. Nothing has worked for us. I just want to remind you, just in case you're forgetting, because we need a proven coach. Well, we tried that too. We need a legendary coach. We tried that too. We need a legendary man to overview everything. Parcells. We tried that too. We need the hot assistant. We tried that too. We need the hot offensive assistant. We tried it. We need the hot defensive assistant. We tried it. And now we tried the guy that was the hot offensive mind, but wasn't a coordinator. And it still didn't work. We have tried it in every way possible. Sean, would you like a shot at it? Just in case, before you start talking to we need this kind of coach. That guy. Well, actually, we've tried them all. So I don't know what we need. We need some black magic, some brujeria, some witchcraft or something. I don't know. We need a spell. I'm not sure. Antonio Ingram is watching the show. Let me tell you, he was a hell of a football player back in the day. Thank you, Antonio. Thank God for the Canes. Amen to that. Amen to that. Frankie Fresco is back. He says, I don't know who's worse, the Louisville defense or this Dolphins team. I'm starting to second guess myself being a season ticket holder. Yeah, I mean, I would rather be an Inter Miami season ticket holder. There's no pain there, bro. Devin Jordan is next. Or I have Devin Jordan after Frankie. This is weird today. Okay, so bring up the one you have. Devin Jordan just sent it. Big O, who the F runs a fullback dive on 1st and 10? Mike McDaniel. The fullback dive, Mike McDaniel. Devin, there's no answers for that, my brother. MJ Strange. Whoever hired McD is the real problem. I've been wondering about that. I've been wondering, is it a Chris Greer hire? Is Tom Garfinkel involved in this hire? I'm wondering what happened in that hire. Because unfortunately, the flow one didn't work, and this one's not working. Julian Debro, thank you. Give Achan's helmet to Tua and let's get it. Yeah, the what's that shit called? Guardian cap, right? I think it is called. I wrote it down. Guardian cap. Okay. Yeah, Tua better be wearing that Guardian cap. I'm with you, Julian. And Julian, thank you for the super chat. Stephen Roel, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. As bad as McDaniel is and should go, who do you replace him with? Another rookie head coach? Keep the rookie head coach roulette going since Cam Cameron. The thing is, Stephen, I don't think there's going to be any changes, my brother. They're already committed money-wise to everybody. They're going to try to fix this. That's what's going to happen this offseason. Fire Crossman, fire John Embry, and then they're going to try to fix everything else. I don't know. Okay? Mattel Dulio, thank you, sir, for the love in the super chat. This coach came out of a Cracker Jack box. Pretty good. King Koopa, thank you for the love in the super chat. So do we see Tua in a Guardian cap? Definitely. If he's not in a Guardian cap, I mean, seriously. You want optics? You put him out for a month on the IR purely out of optics. He was ready to go. He could have played in the Seattle game the week after. If he traveled to Seattle, he easily could have played. Okay? Tua got concussed in the Buffalo game. Dude, he got knocked out. He got wobbly legs and shit. He got what's that called? Hearns. Hearns had those kind of knees when you hit him in the jaw. That's what Tua had. He had those Hearns knees. And he came back in the second half and played. What do you got for me?
May not be anything, but Marcel Louis-Jacques put out about 10 minutes ago, saw Stephen Ross, Tom Garfinkel, and Chris Greer leave the Dolphins coach's locker room. Don't remember seeing Ross in New England or Seattle, but that's not to say he wasn't there.
Right.
So.
Okay. I mean, but whatever.
Oh, yeah, I mean, again.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't mean shit. But whatever. Abel, thank you for the love on Cash App and Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. He says, bring Vrabel in before he gets hired elsewhere. Yeah, he is working for somebody right now. Okay? Just want you to know. He is working for somebody. Oh, let me see. What else do we have here? Peter German again on Venmo. Thank you, sir. Before you said keep it simple, stupid, you can make it. Wait a minute. Let's see. You can make it simple if you really are that stupid. Yeah, it's hard, right? But right now it's interesting because he is a really smart guy, McD. But on game day, there's nothing to really appreciate when it comes to McD. It's sad. Tua is going to keep McD employed. Good to see you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you for supporting us. You got it. What are you guys, 2XL? What are you guys, 2XL? You're 3? Dude, I brought 1. 3XL. 2XL. All right, guys. Appreciate you. You got it, man. Yeah, man. One day. I know. But it won't happen. Yeah. Yep. That's a terrible coach there. Yeah, you got some years on you, so I can have this conversation with you. You remember before we got Irving Fryer? Do you remember Irving Fryer when we had him here? Do you remember before he was in New England for many years? Did he have any fucking quarterbacks there? None. Was he a pain in the ass for everybody that played him? Every time, right? He could have Mark Wilson as his quarterback. You remember Mark Wilson, right? Right? That's a bad quarterback, okay? And he would still get almost 1,000 yards with Mark Wilson. I know. You know how pissed I was when Jimmy traded him? When Jimmy traded him and screwed Marino, I was pissed. But that's my point. Great receivers, they also have to rise above everything. And Tyreek had a moment today. He had that one moment, and lack of concentration, he loses the football. And that's where I also don't see – I blame McD for a lot of shit too, but I also got to blame Tyreek a little bit also for this stuff too. Right. The Chiefs. The Chiefs last year, Tyreek lost the game all by himself, dude. Tua put a bomb in his hands that would have been either 3 or 7, and then he had the fumble that they took in for a touchdown. By himself, he lost that game. Right, Philadelphia. Yeah. Yes. Oh, no, it's terrible. I know. Yeah. This guy is no genius, dude. No, it's Tua's the genius. Right. Yeah. Yeah, you keep going. You adjust. Yeah, you don't do a fullback dive on 1st and 10. Brutal. All right, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you, man. Thank you. You got it. See you. You got it, definitely. It's just, and this place is loaded with Dolphin fans. It's just loaded with Dolphin fans. And it's just awesome. And I hate to see everybody suffer the way they're suffering. And all these people are coming from out of town, and they're spending a crap load of money to come out here and enjoy themselves. It's just an absolute joke, dude. It really is an absolute joke. Let's see. Pro Player, thank you for the love on the super chat. Dear Lord, please take the play calling away from McD. He couldn't call the known ending of Romeo and Juliet. Can we get Cam to the Fins? Maybe because Cam will probably fall in the draft. He won't be taken early in the first round. I'm kind of already being convinced of that myself watching it. I know the Joe fan out there and the Joe Kane / Dolphin fan blindly follows it. Cam Ward can't play his football in the NFL. Sorry. Not exactly sure if you guys realize that, but Cam Ward can't play that football in the NFL. Okay? He's history in the NFL. If you think you can play the hero ball that he plays here. Now, there has to be a lot more what's that called? Structure. And he doesn't play in structure. So that you can't play sandlot football in the NFL. So yeah, the Dolphins will be able to get Cam Ward. Whether he's going to be a good NFL quarterback, I don't know about that, dude. Shedeur Sanders, I'd put more money on Shedeur Sanders, way more money than I would on Cam Ward. You guys are confusing heroics and college football with the structure of the NFL. And there's a lot of Canes and Dolphins fans, the ones that are the same. You guys are in for a rude awakening. I'd be very nervous of Cam Ward in the NFL. Very nervous of Cam Ward in the NFL. I know it's not popular to say that, but when I look at the game and the game he plays, yeah, I don't think so. Only one person's done it the entire time, and that person was she had the attention span of Tyreek Hill. I was watching her, and I knew that as she was crossing, I was going, there we go. And female Tyreek Hill just knocked out the camera. Ozzy Fisher, thank you for the love on the super chat, sir. Very kind of you. He says, I picked the wrong game to stop sniffing glue. Wright killed it last game, so how does McStupid respond? He doesn't give him his first carry to the second half. Then fullback dive Ingold on first down. Please fire him. I can't argue with any of you all out there. I can't tell you you're wrong on this or that. The only one that I can tell you, I can warn the Cam Ward guy. That's it. I can warn those Cam Ward people to maybe start looking at what he's doing here with the Canes. Look at that game and see if it really translates to the NFL. Watch it. How do you play like that in the NFL? You don't. You can't. You can't. No. Anyway, Emilio says Cam Ward may appear tough in college, but doesn't translate. No, that play does not translate. That play will look really bad in the NFL. Really bad. He's going to throw a ton of picks. He's going to get frustrated. He'll get injured. He'll do all that. Look at the Huntley kid. He got injured because he held the ball for 6.6 seconds. When he threw that ball on the sideline, it was 6.6 seconds. When he took the sack before, it was 4 seconds. It's plant and throw. Plant and throw. It's not, oh, hey, let me judge. Let me look around. Hold on. Let me take a toke of this cigar. Oh, ash. No, that's not the NFL. Oh, wait, I'm going to buy time. Like Cam Ward had a play on Saturday that he literally had like 8 seconds. Standing back there, he was just scanning the field. I think I saw him use some deodorant for a moment. Not sure that it was sure. Might have been right guard. Not sure, but whatever. That's how much time he had. Trainer came out. Oh, no, I don't want water. Give me deodorant. I don't know. That's what I saw. You don't have time to live in this league, dude. You just can't sit back there and just say, oh, hold on a second. I'm going to place an Uber order. Okay, now I can pass. No, it just doesn't fly that way. Chris Fanzini, thank you, sir, for the love on Venmo. Says Ross has no pride. Greer and McHappy meals need to go. It's a good play on words. I like that, Chris. Thank you. And thank you for the love on Venmo. Thank you. Remember Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, which we always love that. Chris, thank you. Let's see what else. There, Ocala Joe says we suck. Says, oh no, we suck again. So Ocala Joe, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. It's brutal, dude. Absolutely brutal. Mike Vrabel, I know, listen, you all want Vrabel. Not going to happen. You all want to fire McDaniel. Not going to happen. You all want to fire Greer. Not going to happen. I don't know how many of you still want to get rid of Tua. After everything is so bad, I think the last thing you want to get rid of now is Tua. And by the way, how about all the injuries around the league at quarterback? Like all the time, people are getting injured everywhere. What do you got for me?
I was like Aiden O'Connor went out today.
Yeah,
with the thumb as well. So
Watson, Watson Achilles. Well, although that one I'm not necessarily. I'm kind of smiling a little bit that Watson got injured.
I'm going to see something.
I'm almost like, yeah, not enough has happened to you yet, Deshaun. Even this, you got away with $300 million for nothing now. And this is how you get repaid? You're just an Achilles injury? Although he will be criticized for the rest of his career because he will be viewed as a total complete scumbag like he is. You know what I'm saying? So, Jaden Daniels got injured? Oh, no, really?
Oh, I didn't see that one yet.
And somebody said Jaden Daniels out now. Wow. So there's a lot of quarterbacks that are getting injured all the time. I mean, Joe Burrow's injured all the time. He's still injured right now. He's talking about his wrist is still not 100%. So, Ewers going to the Canes next year. I don't know that, Carlos V. I think that they can steal the Florida kid.
I don't know if you want Ewers. He didn't look.
I want the Florida kid.
He looked rushed against Georgia last night. Ewers did. He didn't look good.
I want the Florida kid. That's the kid I want. Sorry, Gators fans and Adam Pinkster. I know he's a Gators fan. He's here. And Frankie Fresco. Sorry. But I think we can steal the Gator kid because the Gator kid is going to go, wow, this guy down in Miami. He's a Heisman Trophy candidate. He improved his draft stock. He had a lot of success. They have an exciting offense. I'm going to go down there. Why am I going to stay here with they may probably fire the coach and make coaching changes and all that kind of stuff. And you don't know what that leads to and a rebuild and all that. If I'm him, I'm coming to Miami, dude. Now, I don't know if Miami's trying to steal him or whatever, but I definitely would if I'm Miami. I would try to steal him. That's what I would do. Mr. Spock says, Big O is right. No one is getting fired. This group will be back with the injuries derailed our season BS. McGenius will be on the hot seat next season, and he better get his head out of his ass. We'll see. But don't expect changes. As much as you want, I just don't. They gave everybody contracts. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. That's a lot of money. And I know he has a lot of money, but yeah, no. And then you have to bring somebody in and they inherit everything. It's tough. You really don't get who you want to hire. You won't get the best candidate because the best candidate will take another job that has a better situation and not cap issues or whatever it is. And this team is going to have cap issues now because you have made your commitment because you thought this was going to be your team and you were going to make some runs. So, yeah, unfortunately. The only thing this thing does is give us the runs. It is brutally hard to be a Dolphins fan, says Bill. I think we need to draft a backup QB. Oh, for sure. For sure. That's a guarantee. We talked about that in the pregame. We've talked about it throughout the week. Tua has already forced you that you have to draft a QB because you can't trust Tua. So that's it. Sell the Dolphins to Jorge Mas. He would make the Dolphins pretty damn special. Pretty damn special. He doesn't know jack squat about soccer, and he had to learn on the fly, and look what they're doing. Okay? They wanted the baseball team. That's where they thought they would excel because that was the sport they were comfortable in. They weren't comfortable in soccer. And the Moss family has always been a successful family in business. So I'm not surprised. And aggressive. Aggressive. That's the thing about Jorge Mas. He takes losing like really bad. Like really, really bad. He does not enjoy losing. He's like that dude you don't want to be around when they're losing. So you kind of like that. What were you going to say? You got any news?
There's like a potential rib injury for Jaden Daniels. He didn't want to go back to the locker room. The coaches forced him to go back for x-rays.
Of course. Yeah, because you feel like you're letting your team down. That's just kind of the way it is. Perkins is ready to go. All right, Miss MJ Strange, thank you for the love on the super chat. Just watched the introductory. All were involved, but Ross was the driving force to hire McD. Well, we'll see. I wonder about that. I have wondered about that. All right, so let's wonder with, who is it, Chris Perkins, or it is? All right, the Perk Man is ready to go, and he's percolating. He is percolating. I'm pissed off. He's percolating. Should be interesting. All right, in our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins postgame report.
Time to go to the locker room, Miami Dolphins fans. Let's find out what's percolating with the one and only Chris Perkins in our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins post-game report.
Oh, Perk. Yeah, baby. Break it down for me. 1st and 10, fullback dive. Break it down, Perk. Oh, I can't. Wait. Can't hear. Your mic. Mike. Can't hear. No, can't hear. He's got something's going on. You sure it's not on our end? No? Okay. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Live is beautiful because you get the raw. You know what I'm saying? You see what happens. You get to see how the sausage is made, and you see we're the same kind of screw ups that McDaniel is. By the way, how do you like my hat? McDaniel Weaver 2024. Huh? I'm told that we're going to be burning these after the show, because Ash and Lou brought several, and they were giving them out. Folks weren't really too eager to grab them. I wonder why. So I figured that after this game, I took off my Star Atlas hat, which, I mean, this is, power to the people. But I had to put this on. So we're not getting them, or what? What's going on here? You sure now that there's nothing going on here that's not supposed to be? Okay. All right. Does he have sign language? Does he know sign language? We can. Okay. All right. So disconnect and connect, and then we will hopefully see if we connect with the Perk Man, the Perkness monster. Let's see. Peter German says, "Why do you think we have been the most dysfunctional team in football since Ross took over?" It's a great question. Seems we can't even get the coaching and GM working to make a great team. We will never be good until there is accountability. Dude, I can't answer it, but you're right. They don't get the combination right at all. And we haven't been able to do that since the Shula era, since the back end of the Shula era, because we didn't have the front office to go with Shula. We didn't have the defense to go with Shula. We didn't have the running game to go with Shula, and that was partially Shula's fault, because once he lost Young and Beathard and Thomas and who else was it that was helping him? There was another guy that I'm forgetting right now, but there were a bunch of people that helped him early on in his career in personnel. Once he lost all those people, the Dolphins got weaker, and we were never really as strong in personnel in that stretch. And then it has continued ever since. It didn't matter if it was Jimmy, it didn't matter whatever. After, you're right, the combinations weren't ever there of coach and front office and quarterback and all of that combination. We never had all of it together. You're right. And we have failed so far to put it together. And I thought that maybe we had a chance with this group, but watching McD, it's been tough. So what's the word? Go ahead, yeah. Let's see. You got it? I don't hear him. Damn. It's not percolating. There's a problem. You can't percolate if you're not percolating. Okay, he's going to try one more ting, man. Maybe he should try his phone, man. Just do it on his phone, man. Just, face the phone, man. Okay? Text him, and he'll see it on the phone. Just do it through the phone. Hit the link through the phone, and then he can talk to us. That's all. Oh, I heard a pop. Let's see. Pop goes the weasel.
Okay, we got me?
Oh, we got you.
How about that? I'm using the cell phone instead of the laptop.
Great minds think alike, because I told him, tell him to use his cell phone, and that's it, and we'll just figure it out that way. So, Perk, explain to me. 1st and 10, fullback dive. Where does that make any sense? In what world?
Big O, you know what? I wrote a column saying that, the Dolphins, the run game should be a factor but not the main factor. They got seduced into thinking they're a running team. You beat a bad New England team by a half a foot because Jalen Polk's half his foot was out of bounds, and you think you're a run team. You've still got to pass to win. You've still got to get the ball to Tyreek Hill to win. That's your best offense. You've got to figure out a way to get the ball to Tyreek. That was their undoing. If they run the ball too much, something is going to happen. I didn't think it was going to be 2 fumbles, especially by Mostert and Alec Ingold. I thought maybe there might be an injury, or I thought maybe they just wouldn't score enough points or something. I didn't think it was going to be
Jalen
fumbles.
Wright is dealing, bro. Jalen Wright is dealing, man. And by the way, why are you waiting till the second half to give Jalen Wright carries?
Here's the other thing. I thought Jalen Wright was the key to the running game last week. They think it was Raheem. Like, the dude had 13 for 86. He's running between the tackles with authority. Feed that man the ball. I mean, right. That's the other thing, is like you were feeding the wrong guys. Jalen Wright was the one who gave you that spark last game.
I'm with you. These are things that frustrate me, Perk. When I'm watching this going on, I just don't understand. Let me ask you something. We talk about Danny Crossman. Let me ask you, how does John Embry still have a job? None of his tight ends they all screw up. Even Jonnu, who makes catches, makes all kinds of mental errors. Smythe is constantly screwing up. Julian Hill is a sack of penalties. And Tanner Connor's been stealing money now for nearly 3 years. What does John Embry do at tight ends, coach? Please explain that one to me.
Big O, I like Embry, but his guys have been terrible this year. I just did a note on that today, just how bad these tight ends have been. And I mean, and then Julian Hill misses a block on the sack that they had. I mean, it's just terrible. It's just one thing after another with the tight ends. It's one thing after another with special teams. Oh, by the way, the tight end had a special teams flag. I mean, it's just like it's incredible how much meat this team leaves on the bone. It's penalties and it's bad play calling and it's missed tackles and it's just one thing after the other. And Big O, my big fear with this team is that this is beyond Tua. And I've been saying this goes beyond Tua. This is not a one-man fix.
Tua was just masking the issues.
Right.
And he can only, because he's not a Josh Allen type, he can only mask so much because he doesn't have that athleticism part to even hide it even more. So now it's come out even more. And as a coach, you're getting exposed, dude. That's what's going on with McDaniel. He's gotten really exposed here.
I agree. I wrote a column this week saying, I'll ask you again, Dolphins fans, is Mike McDaniel a good coach? Because I just wrote this column before the Kansas City playoff game. And it just keeps going. It's not only that this team does not beat the better teams, it's that this team doesn't beat it doesn't win when they're expected to lose.
It beats itself constantly.
Yeah, and they beat themselves. And you know what, Big O? This was a big deal last year when Mike McDaniel was talking about, maybe this was after the Philly game, and he was saying, these teams don't beat us. We beat ourselves. And he was talking about Buffalo and Kansas City and Philly. And I'm sitting there going, how is that any better? Like how is that? Like you're losing these games. It doesn't matter if you're getting your face kicked in by them or you're kicking your own face in. Amen. You're losing and you shouldn't be losing. That's the bottom line, that they shouldn't be losing all these games, Big O.
Perk, you got a freaking gift today. Anthony Richardson was your starter, bro.
Right.
You could not have been given a bigger gift today, and you couldn't take advantage of it. And whether if it's pre-snap penalties or turnovers, the thing is, you cover the team every day. Nobody ever pays a price. Ever. Nobody gets cut. Nobody gets benched. Julian Hill can screw up 8,000 times, and he's back at lining up again. And this week, when, it was earlier in the week when coach says, well, if you look at it negative, but the way I look at it, and it's a positive, I'm sorry, you can't spin everything into a positive. Sometimes some things are negatives. And you want to turn them into a positive, use those negatives as examples. And they don't. They don't.
No, somebody's got to crack some skulls in that organization, you know. And look, I call McDaniel the great experiment, right? The player empowerment thing that I've never seen player empowerment to this level, right? Nobody gets called out publicly. I was asking the other media members this week. I think that Durham Smythe this year is the only starter to lose his job through performance, and he's replaced by Julian Hill, who apparently can't lose his job, right? I mean, this is ridiculous, Big O. Like nobody gets called out publicly, nobody loses their job, nobody gets cut. It's always up with people, positive reinforcement. I'm all for player empowerment, Big O, but the boss has got to be the boss. You can't be their friend. You've got to crack some skulls. You've got to let these guys know that this is not going to be tolerated. Change has to be made, and McDaniel doesn't do that. I like McDaniel. I respect McDaniel, but I question the way he's running this team sometimes.
Oh, yeah, no, the players are running the team now. Dude, when players are taking themselves off the field and the coach is calling a third down and your two best players are off the field at that moment, that's disgusting, dude. That's disrespectful. And by the way, what player pulls himself off the field on third down?
Yeah.
I can't imagine O.J. McDuffie not wanting to be on the field on third down. I've been around that dude. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen that in my life. And the lack of professionalism, too, because Tyreek today, again, I get it, dude. You're not getting the ball. They suck at getting you the ball, but you got to be a pro and be ready. And the one moment you had a chance to make a play, whatever excuse it was, you lost it and whatever, I don't care. You just weren't prepared. And it's just if the yin isn't ready, the yang isn't ready either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, and Big O, and I've probably told you this before, my big fear with this team is they're missing a golden opportunity, Big O. Like all the talent that you have, all the work you did to get Teron, to get Chubb, to get Tyreek, like you did some really crafty maneuvering here, and you're letting it all go to waste. You're just letting it all go to waste because there's no discipline. Like you're losing games that you should win. You're getting penalties that you shouldn't get. You repeatedly make mistakes that should have been taken care of weeks and months ago. And you've got a backup quarterback situation, Big O, that, I guess that's over for the time being because we expect Tua is going to be back next week. But Big O, I mean, my goodness, like it just goes back to the Skylar Thompson, Mike White thing that, like, you had these guys in-house for months through OTAs and training camp. If you knew one of them was inadequate, why didn't you replace them? Why did you go months with this guy on your team and then you just cut Mike White? It's like you wasted the whole offseason with him. Get Tim Boyle in here months ago. Get Snoop Huntley in here months ago. Get somebody in here months ago, but now you're paying the price for it because Skylar and Tim and Snoop aren't up to the job. They haven't been trained properly or they're not performing properly or both.
Yeah, and you wonder, okay, the real indictment out of all of this is on McDaniel because you had Skylar around you for 2+ years, and this was your assessment of the quarterback. That's really, really bad. And then I'm sure they tried to get a quarterback in the offseason. I don't know why. I wonder at times, did people not take the job here because Tua figured it out last year and they said, oh, okay, no, he figured it out. I'm not going to have a chance there. Let me go somewhere where I do have a chance, which sounds kind of foolish when you're talking about Tua, who's very injury prone. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I just have a hard time believing that they didn't try to get a quarterback or they had trouble getting a quarterback. If you just went straight up with Skylar and White, oh my God, dude, then, you got to blow the whole thing up.
Yeah, and Big O, everybody wants to play here pretty much. Like these players love Mike McDaniel. He's got a reputation throughout the league of being a player's coach. I have a problem with this. You've apparently got an offense that's only suited to one quarterback, to Tua. The things that he does well, the quick reads, the accurate throws, the getting the ball out of your hands, he's the only one who can run your offense. I have a major problem with that, but that's fine. Set that aside. when somebody else comes in, why can't you have an offense designed to fit their strengths? You don't.
I'm sorry. Are you talking Woodley Strock?
I mean, this is crazy, Big O. It's like a one size fits all offense, and it doesn't fit all. Like it only fits one guy. I don't understand why we don't see changes made to the offense. But I also
listen. Getting old sucks because your body's falling apart. Right. But it gives me one fucking thing, and that's perspective, baby. I've been at it. I've watched it. I've seen it all.
Yep.
And so, and I've watched Spo in the middle of the blood clot years with Chris Bosch change offenses three times in a season. Yep. We've watched all kinds of coaches. By the way, the guy you just played, Shane Steichen, he has to play one offense with Richardson, another one with Flacco.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yep.
So this isn't an old man. Oh, he brought up the Shula thing. No. I'll bring you Spo, and I'll give you Shane Steichen, who you just played right now. And it just proves over and over and over. Here's the part of everything, okay? The Miami Dolphins have hired the great coach in Jimmy and the great college coach in Saban. They've hired the great NFL guy in Parcells. They've hired a up-and-coming coach who won a Coach of the Year in Wanstead. They've hired the up-and-coming coordinators all over the place.
Yep.
Now, this is the first time they hire the guy, and by the way, they've hired offensive and defensive up-and-coming coordinators. Now, this is the first time they hire a guy that was never even a coordinator. Perk, they've tried everything.
Yeah.
Nothing has worked.
Yeah. No, it's incredible, Big O, that and I don't understand how, we look all around and we look at the Marlins have snuck up and won a couple of titles, and the Panthers make this great Huberdeau for Kachuk trade, and we've seen the Heat.
Those are general managers, bro. Remember, Dombrowski built both those Marlins teams. He built the first one, and he built the other one off the fire sale.
Yep, right.
And so it's Dombrowski, and now we've got our boy in the Panthers. Now that I'm brain farting.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I keep thinking of not Vinny. Vinny is the own Bill. Zito.
Damn it. These are great general managers, and they have shaped their teams, and they have visions.
Right.
And there are players that come here from somewhere else, and they become stars here much better than where they were. And these are things that they haven't been able to do. And Dombrowski did the same thing when he built the current 97 team. And then he had the vision for 2003 down the line. He left you a whole bunch of pieces, including Cabrera. And so that's, it takes great general managers to do that kind of stuff. And it just hasn't happened here where, by the way, I like the talent on this team. Apparently you do too.
Yep.
The personnel side isn't as bad as everybody makes it out to be, but where the personnel has actually screwed up is they have failed to land the right coach. The first guy couldn't build an offensive staff, and this guy can't even coach.
Yeah. No, because the talent is here, Big O. You just have to have the system to fit the talent. But the talent, you're not going to get much better realistically as quickly as you built this thing up, which was a good job. You were going on the draft. And then all of a sudden let's strike while the iron is hot. Let's get Tua. Let's get Tyreek. Let's get Teron. Let's get Ramsey. Let's get Chubb. I applaud that. I wholeheartedly applaud that, but you've just screwed up since then. You got all that talent in house, but you haven't been able to do anything with it, and that's a shame. I hope they don't miss this opportunity. I hope this window doesn't shut on them, but it's more than halfway shut right now.
Oh yeah, no, it's getting really, 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 really bad. And I think the longer you stick with McDaniel, the more you bury your franchise, unfortunately, because I can argue that for the last 3 years, including Flo's last year, you should have won one or two more games.
Right.
And now this year, in year 4, which is year 3 of McDaniel, you should have already won 1, 2, or 3 games here. And we're only 6 games into the season.
Yep.
And I can argue that you should have won up to 3 games.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it is. It's just missed opportunities, and you hate to see it slipping away like this because you don't get these opportunities very often. The previous Dolphins teams, you know, whether it's Flo or whether it's Gase or whether it's Philbin, you were just hoping to get into the playoffs, hoping to beat the Patriots. These teams are supposed to win a Super Bowl, and they haven't taken the first step, which is to win a playoff game.
Yep, they're slipping, they're falling,
Yep.
they can't
Yep.
get up. They're slipping, they're falling, they can't get up.
That's it, man. It's a shame. It's a shame, Big O.
Love DMX. Rest in peace,
baby.
my brother. Rest in peace.
Yep.
What do you got going on the Sentinel, my man, so folks can check you out?
Yeah, so today I'm just writing about the offense, and I just, Big O, I don't understand how you can't get Tyreek Hill the ball. I mean, a back shoulder throw, whatever. I mean, today they should have done it, but I can't understand how you can't get him the ball. So I'm just kind of writing about that, and then as we go on in the week, I'm planning on doing something on my man Tim Bowens, because he's being honored on Sunday. He's going into the Ring of Honor. So he was one of my all-time favorite Dolphins. So I'm going to be planning on chipping away at it.
My favorite thing with Timbo was, okay, I was cool with Timbo.
Yep.
So I could walk up and have conversations with Timbo anytime I wanted. I was one of the few, as you know, he didn't allow very many people into a circle, but I was one of the lucky ones. But the best part was when we got newbies, and it reminds me a little bit of St. Elmo's here in Indy.
Yep.
That when you go to the restaurant and you go with a newbie, you got to have that shrimp. Dig right in there, baby, into that shrimp. So you would tell them, oh yeah, no, go over there. Tim Bowens is the best. Go over there, go ask him all those questions. And we'd all stand there, and Tim Bowens would give him that nasty look. And he really wasn't nasty. He was just effing with you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And Timbo was just like a really intimidating fella, you know?
Right. Yes.
So it was just funny watching reporters get all like, hey, man, why'd you send me over there? He didn't want to talk. He looked like he was mad.
Right.
You know, that kind of shit. So it was
great. I used to love that D line. I used to always go mess with him. Daryl Gardner told me one time I was built like a crack baby.
Right.
So you know, but I used to love them.
Yeah, but you should have turned around to him. You look like a Klingon, dude. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, that would have been the end of Chris Perkins as we know him, Big O.
Yeah. But he was the human Klingon.
He was.
You got to admit, he had all those wrinkles in his head.
Yes,
like
he
a
did.
Klingon. I was like, damn, that dude's a Klingon right there. It's crazy. Follow him on Twitter at Chris Perk and catch his exceptional work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Perk, as always, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you immensely. Have a great week.
You too, Big O.
You got it. EJD Construction, Eric, has been a proud sponsor of our platform for many, many years now. We appreciate him. Call him 305-433-4843. Dade and Broward counties. Not Palm Beach, but Dade and Broward, custom home construction, major home remodeling. They do it all, and they're fully insured liability and workers' comp, which is very, very, very important. So reach out to my guys. They do it all for you at EJD Construction. And tell them that Big O sent you. 305-433-4843.
You've been listening to the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins post-game report with the Sun Sentinel's Chris Perkins. For additions, home remodeling, and custom work, call Eric at 305-433-4843. EJDconstruction.com is the custom home builder and contractor you can trust. 305-433-4843.
All right. Thank you all as always. Now, let's get to our Welt and Realm Miami Dolphins post-game report.
All rise, football fans, as the Welt and Realm Miami Dolphins report with David Veronis is in session.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Veronis.
Here he is, the man, the myth, the legend that is David Veronis. How you doing, baby? How was that locker room? I'm sure it was jubilant.
Yeah, no, I mean, we split up. I had to be at the podium. If you watch all those live interviews, that was my voice asking all the questions over here. But yeah, I mean, guys are obviously down. A lot of them just trying to keep some kind of optimism toward the rest of the season. And they do have Tua Tagovailoa in the back pocket as a reason to believe that this could get turned around. But 2-4. I mean, I felt like they really needed to get to 3-3 at the point of Tua's return with this win, and it's another loss to another mediocre team. Lose this one to the Titans. Seattle on the road. It's a tough environment, but still,
very winnable.
Very winnable games.
Yeah, winnable games. You've already had a chance to win 1 to 3 games this year. That should be on your win column, and that shows that it's bad coaching. And the theme that's developed, and I think a lot of our listeners, which I commend them on that, and I think the media needs to also get on board, and I know we're on board on this, Tua isn't going to solve shit. The problems are so much deeper for this team. This is a bad game day coach, period. You cannot win. I don't care who it is, dude. You cannot win with a bad game day coach because he's going to forget what down it is. He's going to use a fullback dive on 1st and 10. He's going to do stupid shit like Jalen Wright was a dominant force last week, and you waited to the second half to use him. Let me ask you something. I've been asking now. This is my new one now. Why does John Embry have a job? His tight ends suck. Every one of them is a disaster. They all make mistakes. They all screw this team over constantly. Every one of them. Tanner Conner has been stealing money without a gun and a mask for nearly 3 years now. Nobody pays a price on this team, dude. Everybody can screw up all they want, and McDaniel does nothing. But McDaniel's probably the biggest screw up of them all.
A lot to unpack there, but I mean, to one of those last points that you made there, yeah, the accountability. As far as you don't see a lot of whether it's starters as far as player personnel losing their jobs, facing ramifications for poor play or penalties or all kinds of miscues. Like Julian Hill has been. I don't have the stat, but I mean he's been the most penalized player. He's got to be on this Dolphins team. And he continues to start. He has started 5 of the first 6 games again today, and extensive playing time, and really counted on as that inline blocking tight end. And sometimes Durham Smythe is in there, but it's clear Julian Hill's the number one, despite continuing to make these commit these penalties and not be disciplined out there. Coaching wise, you said, well, all right, so stick with that same group. You mentioned John Embry. Now, he is a guy who has extensive experience and has coached some incredible tight ends. Obviously, it helps when he had just come from San Francisco and he helped George Kittle along his path.
Wait a minute. So wasn't it McDaniel that helped Tua, or is it that Tua has really helped McDaniel now? Or maybe it's that Kittle helped John Embry. You know what I'm saying? I think we got to kind of drop that now, because if you're a great coach, you're a great coach no matter who you're coaching, you're going to make them better. If you're only a great coach because you happen to run into a great player, that doesn't make you a great coach.
Well, and you bring up the McDaniel-Tua dynamic, which I heard earlier from you. And, I'm still going to believe Mike McDaniel was instrumental in turning Tua Tagovailoa around from his first 2 seasons under Brian Flores.
Confidence.
But that's something that's part of coaching. So I do give him credit for that, for sure.
Yeah, but, instilling confidence, I give it to him. Actual X's and O's in football, no, I don't, unfortunately.
Yeah, and what's so frustrating is that there were always signs that it's there. Like when he came from San Francisco and they ran that offense and they could win even when it was Jimmy Garoppolo running. They were like the cornerstone of a franchise who could win even.
Dude, I'll give you one right now. You don't even have to go back. Today, the play that he had with Armstead, and it was the Jonnu Smith play, right? That they dumped it to Jonnu. And they had 2 lead blocks. There was the center and Armstead.
The touchdown. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a beautiful design.
Yes.
That was a gorgeous design. I mean, it doesn't get past me that he has intelligence in how to design it. It's just he doesn't know when to use it. Like, first and 10, a fullback dive.
Yeah. I mean, questionable decisions throughout. I had a group text with friends wondering about the 4th and 1 where they got stuffed on one and then could have gone for it there. It's a long field goal. With how difficult.
Go for it. Go for it. And by the way, why are you waiting? Why are you waiting to use Jalen Wright into the second half? Why didn't you bring that hammer out from the beginning? Why? Because Mostert's healthy. Now we got to use him? No, bro. Jalen Wright was a stud. He brings more hammer to this thing. That short yardage, that's what I'm using, dude.
Yeah. But it goes back to the point of McDaniel maybe not wanting to take away a player's job that they have, whether it's because of that player's own performance negatively losing it or giving it to another player that has maybe shown that he should go take it.
This is why McDaniel is Mickey Mouse, and this is why Phil Jackson, in the middle of a championship, I believe it was a championship or East, he goes, I'm drawing up this play, and he drew it up for Kukoc.
Right.
Not for Pippen.
The infamous play, yeah.
Yeah.
But Pippen didn't even go out because
and then he didn't go out, and Kukoc did hit the shot, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, but he's a coach. He's going to call the play that's best for the person at that moment for his team, and it wasn't Pippen, it was Kukoc. And that's fine, dude. Michael Jordan had, some plays where he left the final shot to Jim Paxson and Craig Hodges. And what was the other guy? Oh, and Kerr. And they hit huge shots to end games. That's Michael being the coach also on the court, that I don't have to take every shot. I can set some great shooters up to do the job. And that's what he was doing. And McDaniel today is a day where you saw what Jalen Wright did for you last week. Brother, bring him along. Keep using him, and it keeps the other guys fresh. Plus, Achan's coming back from a concussion, and he played great, but you're also using him a lot. It's like it's this reckless way of doing things. I don't really get it.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to see Wright get action. I want to see more of a three-headed monster, especially once you unleashed Jalen Wright for that first time and you saw the pro running back that he can be and that extra physicality that he can bring running between the tackles. So it was a little perplexing not to see him so involved, and especially in a game where you still are committing to the run very much so. So I can understand if maybe the game plan was tailored to getting the ball to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, which clearly it wasn't. But if you were trying to get the passing game going and, okay, one of the running backs gets phased out because there's not that many opportunities, but you were committed to running the football in this game. So, but aside from that fumble, I'm not going to fault Achan or Mostert too much. 5.1 yards per carry.
No. I just fault the coach for not using Wright. That's all I'm saying. You got to.
I wanted to see it too. I was stunned the first time I saw him, and I said, I don't think I've seen him yet. And then I look, and that was his first carry.
Yeah. I just kind of felt bad because, again, you're not doing what's best, for your team. All right, so this is what you get, I'm sure. You've gotten tons of it already because all Dolphin beat writers get this kind of, you get your responses from fans. Dude, people want to clean house. They want to fire the front office. They want to fire the head coach. They want to fire the staff. Overall, I keep telling them I don't think any changes are coming because they committed to all these contracts already. And by the way, I'll throw a little caveat. I'm not saying that I know that this happened, but I got to figure if you extended McDaniel and everybody else, you extended the front office too. So I'm just wondering, what do you know? Because tell fans out there what you think, because I think there'll be no changes. They'll try to tweak it and fix it in the offseason for the next year. That's about it. But I don't think you're going to see major changes. So your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I would not see that. Your point, and I've said it repeatedly on the show, they committed to this core. So it's what they're going to play this out. And still within this season, you're 2-4, far from the expectations that you expected. I mean, I looked at the schedule to start the year. I said at this point they'd be 5-1, going on 6-1 when they go home against Arizona before you get to the Buffalo game. Now you're looking at 2-4. But what they can fall back on is You didn't have Tua Tagovailoa for those 4 games, and actually a point you had mentioned to start is we saw this offense with Tua, and it didn't look great in that Jacksonville game, Week 1, and it really looked really bad in that Buffalo loss when he did suffer that concussion.
It's looked bad since last year, bro. It's looked bad
End
since
of last year. A lot of against tough teams, against top defenses, playoff teams, winning teams. It's not the same. So. There is still. It's not like just bringing back Tua clears everything up and fixes all issues. There are a lot of underlying issues way beyond.
That's how we started this. That I told you that these problems run a lot. That's why when Tua comes back now, it's going to be unfair thinking that he's the panacea to all your problems. That's just.
Oh, listen to you.
That's just not right, dude. It's not right. You know what I mean?
Then that'll be that hope that remains is okay. Well, we're 2-4 because we went 1-3 in those 4 games where we didn't have Tua. Now we got to see it when we do have our quarterback, and then that's going to be the thinking, I believe, internally within this organization. So it's not going to be about this didn't work. Our whole plan, this core, we got to clean house. That's not how the organization is going to look at this. They can still fall back on the Tua thing right now, and then see where it goes beyond that. I still don't give up all hope at 2-4 because the schedule doesn't look as difficult, as much of a gauntlet as you maybe thought earlier. A lot of teams don't look as strong on that back end. And so with Tua and with some other guys coming back, then maybe you could pull out some wins. But it is still it's at a point now where it's looking grim. It's at a tipping point, boiling point here.
And this is why I never play the schedule game, because the schedule game is just silly because you really can't tell what teams are. We'll close it with this: a positive. I know, right? I know, right? Are you ready for it? I do find a positive here. For one positive for Tua coming back, I actually think McD finally figured out that they've got to run the ball more. So now you know, I get it that here you were in a tough place because you didn't have a passer. But now you get your passer back. Okay, so now you'll be able to complete some passes now and you'll get the ball to Tyreek, but don't lose out on what you've done in the last 2 games, that you've dedicated yourself more to the run, and that's a positive for Tua, and that could help him out too with play action and things like that. If you want the middle, you know how Tua loves to work the middle of the field? Well, how do you work the middle of the field better? Run the hell out of the ball, suck those linebackers in, bring a safety in, and then hit them over the top. And that's what you need to do. So if there's a positive that I can find out of this game is the habitual nature of you running the ball the last 2 games. Please keep that habitual nature.
Yeah, especially to his first game back. I wouldn't expect too much to be placed on his shoulders, so I would want to see a commitment to the run, same way they've been doing this game, how it worked against New England. And then also...
You trust McD to do that? Do you really? Would you put money on that?
Here's the thing is that now you're also coming off a game where the storyline is they didn't get the ball to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle enough. So now he's got to do that too. So, there are so many weapons on this offense where you do need to get so many different guys involved, and it could be difficult to manage at times, but that shouldn't be to your detriment. That should only be a bonus. That's a good problem to have, and yet for this Dolphins offense, it seems to be something that's consistently holding them back this year. Is like you're not getting the ball to Tyreek and Jalen, and then you're not running the ball. All right, now you finally run the ball. You can't get it to Tyreek and Jalen, and then you weren't finding Jonnu Smith over the middle, which will be another thing that can help Tua using the middle of the field. And then now you are. So, but it's at the expense of everything else suffering. So if they could just find a way to put it all together again, it could look
signs why it's hard for you to feel good that they're going to pull it off. I'll give you an example. If you wanted to get the most out of this offense, a real coach might have coached up 2 quarterbacks here. Use Boyle for some things and then use Snoop for other things. And maybe you'd be able to get away with it because, and it's not because I know Shula did it with Woodstock, but the guy you just played, Shane Steichen, he has to coach one offense with Flacco and another offense with Richardson. And he's had to do it in the middle of a game where Richardson goes out and Flacco comes in, and you've got to then change the offense all of a sudden. The good coaches, I know that when you have two quarterbacks, you have none, but guess what? You have none right now. So why not use two? Why not be a better coach? And that's my problem right now with a guy like McD. He ends up forcing his hand to go with Huntley, but Huntley is limited as a passer. So you have other guys, whether it's Skyler or obviously right now Boyle, maybe you use elements of both, but you're not a good enough coach to be able to mix it up. And that's sad.
Oh, well, I'm not a fan of going in and out with two different quarterbacks in the same game. I know it's a point you've mentioned, but I don't like that idea. I think
you're a fan of sticking with one shitty one?
Well, we saw both of them in this game due to injury, of course. But it's just a quarterback can never get into a rhythm if you do go that route. Now, it's a good point with Shane Steichen and how they are two completely different offenses depending on the quarterback, and yet Mike McDaniel insists on running his offense the same way when it's Tyler Huntley in a quarterback, when it should be a different offense for him than the other quarterbacks you have on this roster. So why was that never done, to change this offense and tailor it for Huntley on the fly the way? Okay, I mean, it didn't work. So it's not like the Colts lit it up offensively. I mean, if the Colts lost, I mean, everyone in Indianapolis is talking about how Anthony Richardson stunk it up and that they should have stuck with Flacco. But but that coaching staff is at least still putting together these two separate offenses for those two very different quarterbacks.
Right. That's what I'm saying. There's coaching going on, and so I just, with this guy, he's just lost me. All right, follow him on Twitter at David Furones _ Catch his exceptional work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. David, safe travels, my brother. We will catch up on Tuesday.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
You got it. There you go. David Furones. Don't forget Welton Rayom. You've been dealing with Helene or Milton or any of the issues or insurance companies that aren't doing what they're supposed to do, reach out to Jeff Welton, Daniel Rayom. They are complete ass kickers. 954-966-4646. So many of our listeners all throughout the state of Florida, by the way. It started way back a little bit over a year ago or something like that we had one listener in Orlando. And now we've had several listeners up in Central Florida reach out to Jeff Welton, Daniel Rayom. And if you live here in South Florida, folks, and if you're dealing with bankruptcy, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury, call the guys that are the best left and right tackle in the business. Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom, 954-966-4646.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with David Furones. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
All right, Rise Taylor, thank you, sir, for the love on Venmo. He says McDaniel is an absolute cancer to this team, but about time we blame Ross for all the rookie head coach failures. Vrabel would be great, but Ross would never be smart enough to do that. No point in a good owner who can't hire one single good head coach. And there's a lot of people that feel like Rise, and they're frustrated with everything going on. And I can't blame them, to be quite honest. I can't blame them. It's I don't know. It's sad. Put it that way. It really is sad. Let's see. What else do we have? Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Ocala Joe says, for we suck, move the team to Ocala. Now I saw it. Before I wasn't seeing the whole message. Now I got it. Thank you, Ocala Joe. Appreciate you. Any super chats come in while we were doing this thing? Doing the thing? Let me see if I can catch. Let's see. I don't see it yet. It hasn't updated. Here, let me hit it live. And Yagi unhinged. I got it. If we lose next week, he and Greer needs to go. I'm telling you, Yagi, nobody's going. I just don't think so because of all the money committed. And it would be hard to, you're not going to be able to get the person you want to hire. You're going to settle for somebody lesser because they're going to take better jobs that aren't tied down to a whole bunch of salaries and salary cap issues and all of that. You have to look at the big picture. I get it that you want change. I understand that you want change. I can't defend anything right now. As much as I like the front office, I can't defend anything right now. Nothing is working. Okay? I get it. But I'm not telling you that just because I like the front office. I'm telling you because they've committed to all these people. And usually when you commit to everybody in the same year, you don't fire them. So that's why I think they'll go back to the drawing board and try to fix it. Can they? I don't know. Not with McDaniel, I don't think so. That's my problem with that. Big O, do you think these coaches want to be known more of an offensive or defensive guru, more than wanting to be known as a good head coach and manager of a team? You become the guru when you know how to manage a team. So both of them go hand in hand, my brother. Okay? On the Mostert fumble, why didn't McDaniel challenge? No, it was a fumble, dude. That was a fumble. That was a good call. Andrew says, Hernandez, wow, I know that. Tell McDummy. That's why we're losing. It's the line. It's trash. Some of it is. Some of it is. And some of it, they have not gotten it done. And their decision to let the hunt go has burned them because they didn't replace it. And they didn't put a guard in place that could get the job done. So, yeah, I'm with you on that. Again, I can't defend what isn't working. But it's more than the line. The coach doesn't put players in positions to be successful. The players are constant screw-ups. Everybody contributes to this mess. If the league has figured you out and you don't have a counter, why wouldn't you give up the calls to run the team? Remember Los Angeles Chargers? When Staley was there and he stuffed them and he stifled them, he didn't have an answer till a year later. That's sad. Let's see. I don't think he should, but Big O thinks nothing changes. So, well, I'm just telling you what I think. I'm not always right, but what can I tell you? Big O, do you believe in the burial ground curse? No, because the Marlins have 2 championships there. First of all, I don't believe in any of that silly shit, but the Marlins have 2 championships there. That you're right there. It's done. You can win. It's just you got to know how to manage. The Panthers sucked for many years until they got the right owners, and then they put in the right management. The Heat weren't going anywhere until Mickey Harrison took over and got the right management. Inter Miami, the league gave the team to the right owners, and they made a mistake early on and corrected and found the right management and fixed it everything. That burial ground shit and all that's all bullshit that fans come up with to reach for it. Incompetence is what stops the Dolphins from getting it done. Period. That's what stopped the Panthers. That's what keeps the current Marlins trash. Incompetence. Let's not let these people off the hook. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? We can't do that. We can't let these people off the hook. They don't deserve it. You got to call it like you see it. Unfortunately. But it's a franchise that just cannot get it right. That's all. And right now, I like the talent, actually. I don't think it's that bad. It should have won more games already. I think the coach is the biggest freaking problem. And that's the biggest problem for the front office. That might be the only coaching. That might be the change I really would want to make, is get a real coach in here. Christian DiMartino, thank you on Venmo. The worst part is we actually have the talent, and we all know that it's coaching and leadership, wasted talent. Exactly. Well, some of us. You believe that, I believe that. Not everybody believes that, my friends. AZ, thank you for the love on the super chat. Big O, would you rather be a Dolphin fan or a Mike McDaniel puberty sock? The results are the same. So that's the problem. It's pretty bad, bro. Things are pretty bad here. Things are very bad. Let's see. What do we have here? All right, folks. It is time to wrap it up. We thank the great Sean Stanley. I want to thank Kenny out here also at the Tavern on South for making it nice and easy. Ashley, 305 Sports Babe, and Lou, thanks for their help to helping us make this happen. And also, thanks to everybody that came by to say hi. Appreciate all of you out there, all the Dolphin fans that came by. Thanks to all of you out there for always tuning in and supporting us. We'll have a show tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be in the morning. It might be in the afternoon. I think that's kind of what we're kind of aiming for. It might be the afternoon show. So it might be somewhere around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock or something like that we might do a show. So just to give you guys a heads up, it won't be a long show either, but we'll keep you updated on everything going on. So we'll try to get something going because we are traveling tomorrow evening. So we're still here during the day, and we'll try to set up somewhere and see if we can do the show for you all. All right. Appreciate every one of you out there. Thank you. If you sent in a super chat, I appreciate it. You made a donation, Cash App or Venmo. Thank you. Bitcoin donations, Ethereum donations. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate all of you out there. As always, we will see you tomorrow. Different time. Same bat channel. Dolphin Nation. Hang in there, man. Someday it's going to get better. I promise you. Someday.
You've been listening to our Dolphins post-game show with Big O. The broadcast is brought to you by Welton Rayom, Acura of Pembroke Pines, Hialeah Park Casino, RM Contractors, Toyota of Hollywood, Haineswear, Sloman's Home Security, BigCheeseMiami.com, EJD Construction. The broadcast is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley. Thank you for supporting the platform and our fantastic sponsors. Go Fins!